Hey movie junkies, welcome back to another episode of Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and most importantly, physical media with you guys. Now, if you don't follow me on TikTok, give me a follow on TikTok because I do a lot of different showcasing of new arrivals that I got in from different studios, and I showcase them over there, including stuff that I picked up on my own. So if you want to head over to TikTok and check out my channel over there. But today we're going to take a look at and compare the differences here between the 4K and the Blu-ray of a movie that I've been anxiously waiting to compare. And that is with Pulp Fiction. And while I was preparing for this video, I found this. Here, zoom in a little bit here. I remember getting this way back in the day with a special collector's DVD. And it's a replicated menu of Jack Rabbit Slims, including the $5 milkshake in there. So that was pretty cool. I just wanted to showcase that real quick. Now, with every new 4K UHD release, there are two things I always look for. One, who handled the restoration and color grading? And two, did the director or the director of photography approve of the transfer? And especially with Quentin Tarantino movies, because Inglourious Basterds was just an upsample and it was terrible and was not approved by Tarantino. And when Pulp Fiction was announced, who approved the transfer was really important to me. Again, especially after the terrible transfer of Inglourious Basterds. Well, I'm very happy to confirm that yes, in fact, Quentin Tarantino did approve of this new 4K transfer. And this is a new 4K restoration taken from the original 35mm negative, creating a new 4K DI with HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision color grading. So let's get into it. Let's take a look and compare the previously released Blu-ray against this new 4K UHD, and let's see how the 4K stacks up. As soon as I popped in the disc and pressed play, all my hesitation and worries of this UHD were put to rest. It is an absolutely gorgeous 4K transfer that I was constantly in awe over. In fact, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that this was filmed today. The entire image is razor sharp, vibrant, richer, has more depth and more lifelike than I've ever seen it before. Color reproduction is absolutely superior and just demolishes the Blu-ray in every way. I mean, the results here are obvious between the Blu-ray and the 4K. The extra strength of the HDR and Dolby Vision grading gives huge improvements over the Blu-ray, with much more luminance, richer, vibrant, truer colors, giving effortless depth and stability throughout, without ever sacrificing the source material. Primary colors are extraordinary, whether it be from clothes, natural lush greens, but it's really the blues, reds, and yellows that's a big standout. The red blood splatter on the brilliant white shirts looks fantastic. Also in the bar when Butch meets Marcellus is bathed in a warmer low light. A perfect example is the interior of Jack Rabbit Slims with the color reproduction. Blues, orange, and reds and yellows all literally pop off the screen and just honestly look extraordinary. All the colors just abound throughout the film that are bolder, richer, and more prominent and truer to the source material. The golden glow from the briefcase is brilliant and has a nice glow to it. A very nice improvement is with the blacks. The black levels are incredibly deeper, inky blacks, such as with the black suits and ties that are solid black and looks terrific against the white shirts. The black levels perfectly retain information with zero crushing to them, or any edge enhancements. White levels are also more intense and brilliant white without any kind of blooming or blown out whites, unlike the Blu-ray had. Saturation and contrast is clearly evident. That's precisely balanced throughout the presentation with excellent delineation. Another area where this 4K really excels at is with the resounding amount of depth and details and texturals that are more tangibly sharper and clearer than the Blu-ray ever was. From stitching of clothing, flaws in fabric, facial close-ups looks incredible, making out every facial imperfection from pores, lines, wrinkles, facial hair, makeup, to skin textures and hair. Objects have newfound complexity to them that's razor sharp, seeing imperfections along with finer, complex textures. One reference example is the scene where Vincent and Jules are cleaning up the brain matter in the car. Has incredible amount of detail now to it. Also stained on clothes and in Jules' hair. Little details like that I've never really noticed before, which is a huge plus. The grain structure remains perfectly intact with a very nice fine layer of grain that's perfectly consistent throughout, and giving much more tangibility to every single frame and a healthy filmic appearance and more depth and dimensionality to the image. I mean, I can literally sit here and go on and on and on about the improvements with this 4K UHD. And without question, this is the best Pulp Fiction has ever looked on home media. Huge props to Paramount for getting this one right and cultivating this important film for generations to come. And hopefully, next year we'll get Jackie Brown and Kill Bill. All right, well, let's get into the audio. Unfortunately, I was really disappointed here. There was no Atmos track, which is which again is a real disappointment. Between the pop tracks to the sound effects to the gun firing, this would have made a great sounding reference Atmos track. Instead, we get the same DTS HD lossless 5.1 mix as on the previous Blu-ray. However, this DTS track still completely holds up. I mean, if you already own the previous Blu-ray, you know how it sounds. All right, so my score for Paramount Pictures 4K UHD presentation of Pulp Fiction. The video, I'm giving it a resounding 5 out of 5. The audio, I'm knocking it down half a point to a 4.5 out of 5, mainly just because it doesn't have Atmos track, which really could have improved the audio quality. Pulp Fiction is a perfect reference disc to show off exactly what 4K UHD can do. But now I want to hear from you. Let me know over in the comments. When you compare the two formats here between the Blu-ray and the 4K, which do you think looks better? Or do you see any comparison at all? Again, let me know over in the comments. And let me know too, if you picked this up already, did you pick up the Steelbook or the standard case? And if you don't already own it and you want to, here's a quick, easy way to order it. Down below in the description is a link, just order it, and you also help support this channel. And as always, keep doing your part in keeping physical media alive, and I'll see you next time.